So I guess we are live now. Let's wait for 2 more minutes. Okay, so let's start with today's topic. That is, we have to discuss this PGDBA 2017 paper today. Okay, so just a minute. Okay, let's start with this first question. Now, in this question, it is given that if A belongs to R, then these two quadratic equations will have one common real root. So let us suppose that alpha be that common real root, and alpha will satisfy both these equations. So alpha square plus alpha plus A equal to 0, and alpha square plus A alpha plus 1 is equal to 0. Now, if I subtract these two equations, then we will get alpha into A minus 1 plus 1 minus A, this is equal to 0. This way we will get alpha is equal to 1. Now if I substitute alpha is equal to 1 in this, we will get 1 plus 1 plus A is equal to 0. That means A would be minus 2. Now let's look into this option. So A is equal to minus 2. So that means the C option should be our correct answer. Exactly one value between minus 3 and minus 1. That is A is equal to minus 2. Okay, so this is our answer to this question. Let's move on to the next question. Now in this question, it is given that equation of two circles C1 and C2 given by this. Okay. Now you just keep one thing in your mind, that when two circles intersect each other, then they will have exactly two common tangents. Okay, this one and this one. So two circles will have two common tangents when they uh, intersect each other, and whenever two circles intersect each other, then distance between their centers will be greater than difference of their radius and less than sum of their radius. You have to just keep this thing in your mind. Now, what would be the center of first circle? Its center would be 2, 2, and center of second circle, that would be 5, 5. And what would be the radius of first circle? That would be under root of 4 plus 4 minus 6, that means root 2. And radius of second circle, that we can say under root of 25 plus 25 minus k, that means under root of 50 minus k. So by this condition, we can say that under root of 50 minus k minus root 2 is less than root 18, because distance between these two centers, you can find it out by distance formula, that will be root 18. Root 50 minus k plus root 2. Okay, now you have to use options in this question. Suppose let us take first option, k lies between 0 and 18. Let us suppose value of k as 1. Now if I take k as 1, this will be root 49, that means 7. 7 minus root 2, it would be somewhere around 6, 5 point something or 6. Okay, but that is not less than root 18, so this will not be our answer. So by checking these options, you can get B as your correct answer. Okay, let's move on to the next question. Next question is, we have to check the continuity of this. So we have two different method to solve these type of questions. We can use this, we can solve it graphically, or we can also solve it by direct method, algebraic method. So let us solve it, check it for x is equal to -1. So left hand limit at x equal to -1 will be limit x approaches to -1 minus of 2x minus 1, and its answer would be -3. Okay, and right hand limit at limit x approaches to -1, that would be limit x approaches to -1 plus of x square plus 1, and its answer would be 2. Now left hand limit is not equal to right hand limit, so we can say that this function is not continuous at -1. Okay, now let us check at x is equal to 1. So left hand limit would be limit x approaches to 1 minus of x square plus 1, that would be 2, and right hand limit would be limit x approaches to 1 plus of x plus 1, and that would again be 2. So it is continuous at 1, but this is not continuous at -1. So we can say that f is continuous everywhere except x is equal to -1. You can also solve this by using graph. Let's move on to the next question. Now in this question we have to find sum of first 50 terms. Now you just keep one thing in your mind. Now see, this series is not an AP, but if you take difference of these terms, they will be 4, 6, 8, 10, and so on. That means series of their differences will be an AP. Okay, so nth term of an AP is an plus b, but if difference of their series is an AP, then n term will be of the form an square plus bn plus c. Okay, now you just substitute n is equal to 1, so you will get a1 as a plus b plus c, and it is a1 is 3 given to us. Similarly, a2 will be 4a plus 2b plus c, and this will be 7. a3 will be 9a plus 3b plus c, and this is 13. Now, upon solving these three equations, we can get value of a, b, and c, and a is equal to 1, b is equal to 1, and c is equal to 1. We will get these three values. Okay, so this way we can easily find out value of an as n square plus n plus 1, but we have to find sum of 50 terms. Okay, so sum of n terms is nothing but summation of n. That means summation of n square plus n plus 1. Summation of n square is n into n plus 1 into 2n plus 1 divided by 6, plus summation of n is n into n plus 1 by 2, plus summation of 1 is n. Now you just substitute n is equal to 50 here, and you will get 50 into 885 as your answer. So option D is your correct answer to this question. Okay, let's move on to the next question. Now in this question, it is given that an is okay. Although you can do it by previous method also, but let me tell you one thing, that whenever you get these type of series 1 into 2 into 3, 2 into 3 into 4, 3 into 4 into 5, and so on, so the sum of this series will be like this: n into n plus 1 into n plus 2, and one term more than this, that is n plus 3, and we have to divide by number of terms this in the numerator, that is 4. Okay, into their comma difference. The comma difference is 1 here, so need not to worry about that. Similarly, in denominator it is n, and 1 into 2, 2 into 3. Okay, so we can say that n into n plus 1, and one next term, that is n plus 2, divided by 3. Okay, so this will be your an. Now upon simplification, you will be left with an as 3 by 4, n plus 3 by n, or you can say 3 by 4 into 1 plus 3 by n, and you have to solve limit n approaches to infinity in this case. Now n approaches to infinity, so we can say that 3 by n is 0. So 3 by 4 is your final answer. So option A is correct option. Okay, let's move on to next question. Now in this question we have two. Okay, one thing more. See, if I say that these are this and this, and if I say y is equal to fx, which of the following graphs will represent the function, will represent graph of a function? So this will represent graph of a function, because this will not represent graph of a function because we are getting different values of y for a single value of x. So this will not represent graph of a function, but this will represent graph of function because for a single value of x we are getting single value of y. Okay, so this will represent graph of a function and this will not represent graph of function. But in this case we are not concerned with graph of a function. We need to find whether a function is 1 onto or not. So what we have to do here, for checking the graph of a function, we draw a vertical line, and to check whether it is a 1 onto function, we just draw horizontal line. Now, see this graph, when we draw horizontal line, we are getting four different values of same values of y for different values of x. So that means this is not a 1 function. Okay. So moral of the story is that we have to check whether this function is changing its curve. That means whether this function is either monotonically increasing or monotonically decreasing. So how we can check that? We can just take derivative of this, and the derivative of this will be 3x square minus 6x plus 6, which is nothing but 3 into x minus 1 whole square plus 1. That means this is always positive. So this is graph of a monotonically increasing curve. So it will not change its direction. That means it will keep on increasing. So it will be 1 1 and onto function. Okay. So this is our correct answer to this question, option B. Let's move on to next question. Now in this question we have to find the number of distinct words that can be formed using all the letters except vowels. Vowels except vowels, how many letters are there? P, R, B, B, L, T, and Y. So we have to find that how many words can be formed using all letters of this word. Now there are 7 letters here, no? Okay, and 2 are identical. So total number of words will 2520. So this was very simple question. So option A is your correct answer. Okay, let's move on to next question. Now we have to find the area enclosed between the curve y is equal to 2x square and y is equal to 6. Y is equal to 2x square is nothing but a parabola like this. Okay. And y is equal to 6 will be a straight line like this. Now we are concerned in these point of intersection, point A and point B. And if I substitute y is equal to 6 here, we will get x square is equal to 3 and x is equal to plus minus root 3. So coordinates of A will be minus root 3 6 and coordinates of B will be root 3 6. Okay. Now if we need to find area between these two graphs, so how to solve this? You just required area will be, just take limit as x coordinates, so that will be minus root 3 to root 3, and if I integrate this straight line, that will give us whole area between this straight line and x-axis, but we have to subtract that area which is below this parabola. So you just subtract that 6 minus 2x square dx, and if you solve, this will be 2 times of integration of 6 will be 6x minus 2x cubed by 3, 0 to root 3. Okay, and this will give us 8 root 3 square units as your answer. So option D is correct answer to this question. Next question. We have to find okay, this is very simple question. Limit x approaches 0, sine x square. 1x is there. You just multiply and divide by 1 more x. So it will be like this. Now we know that this is 1 and this is 1 for limit x approaches to 0. So correct answer to this question will be 1. I hope this is clear. Let's move on to next question. Next question is we have to find value of 30C1 by 2. Okay, 30C1 is nothing but 30 factorial upon 1, that is 2 into 1 factorial into 29 factorial plus 30 factorial upon 4 into 3 factorial into 27 factorial plus so on, and last term will be like this 30 factorial upon 30 into 29 factorial. Okay, now if I multiply and okay, before that you can just convert into this 30 factorial upon 2 into 1 factorial is 2 factorial into 29 factorial. Similarly 4 into 3 factorial is 4 factorial and 27 factorial plus so on 30 factorial upon 30 factorial into 1 factorial. Okay, now if you see carefully the sum of all these terms in denominator, this will be 31. So we just multiply and divide by 31. So 1 by 31, this will be 31 factorial upon 2 factorial into 29 factorial plus 31 factorial upon 4 factorial into 27 factorial and so on. And last term will be 31 factorial upon 30 factorial into 1 factorial. So this will be like 1 by 31 into 31C2 plus 31C4 plus so on up to 31C30. That means all even terms 2, 4, so on up to 30. And we know that the sum of all even terms, that means NC0 plus NC2 plus NC4 and so on. All even term, that is 2 to the power n minus 1. But NC0 is not here in this term. So you just subtract this, you will get 2 to the power n minus 1 minus 1. So that means answer here will be 1 by 31 into 2 to the power 30 minus 1. This will be your correct answer. Okay, so D is your correct answer here. Okay, let's move on to next question. Now this is a very simple question. Now if you see angle DAB is given as 90 degree, so by joining this diagonal you will get value of this diagonal by Pythagoras theorem. What will be its value? It will be 30. And again in this triangle, this is 30, this is 50, this is 40. That means this will again be a right angle triangle. So what will be the area of quadrilateral here? Area of quadrilateral will be half into 18 into 24 plus half into 30 into 40. Okay, you just solve this and you will get 816 centimeters square as your answer. So correct answer to this question is option C. Next question. Now in this question, it is given that x is equal to pi by 40. Okay, and we have to find value of cot x, cot 12x. Now in these type of question, you just substitute value of x as pi by 40. This will be cot pi by 40, cot 2 pi by 40, cot 3 pi by 40, and so on up to cot 19 pi by 40. Now, if you observe carefully, then you will notice that cot of 19 pi by 40 will be like cot of pi by 2 minus pi by 40. And cot 90 minus theta will be tan theta. That means this would be equal to tan of pi by 40. Okay, that means this cot 19 pi by 40 is nothing but tan 40, which will cancel with cot pi by 40. Similarly, 2 pi by 40 will cancel with cot 18 pi by 40. All terms will cancel out and we are left with 1 only. Okay, I hope this is clear. So your answer to this question would be option A, that means 1. Let's move on to the next question. Okay, now this is a very good question that you have to find value of f dash minus 2 plus f dash 0 plus f dash 2 and f dash 4. But before this, you just draw graph of this function. How to draw graph of this function? See, this is graph of mod x. And if it is changed to x minus 1, graph will be like this. And this point will be 1, 0. This is graph of mod x minus 1. And when we multiply it by minus sign, graph is like this. This is graph of minus of mod x minus 1. Okay. And if I add 2 to this, graph is like this. This is graph of 2 minus mod of x minus 1. And if I take mod of this, the graph is like this. Okay. And these vertices are, this vertex will be minus 1, 0. This vertex will be 1, 2. And this vertex will be 3, 0. Now, according to this graph, if I observe what will be the value of f dash minus 2, minus 2 will be left of this. That means on this. So here angle is 135. We can say that its slope f dash basically represents its slope. So f dash minus 2 will be minus 1 and f dash 0, 0. Okay, at this. Okay, let me draw this graph again. Graph is like this. At 0 this. Okay, so this will be 1. At this it is again minus 1 and this again 1. Now if I add all these, we will get 0 as answer. So option B is correct answer to this question. You can just find out value of all these derivatives graphically. F dash 4 means somewhere right of this, that means on this line, and this line will have slope of 1 because this angle is 45 degree and tan 45 will be 1. So you just add all these values, you will get 0 as your correct answer. Okay, next is if P is equal to this matrix, then minor M22. Okay, you just find value of this determinant of P, and it would be A into minus 4 plus 3 minus B into 2 minus 2 and rest is 0. So it will be minus A, and it is given as minus 2. So value of A is 2. So one thing is clear, that value of A is 2. Okay. Now, if I calculate value of minor 22, M22, that would be 2 to value is this. You just leave this and this. It would be minus 2A minus 0. That means minus 2A is there. And if I substitute A as 2, minus 4 is your correct answer. This was very quite simple question. Okay. Let's move on to the next question. Alpha, beta are roots of this equation, x square plus x plus 1. And if I simplify this by quadratic formula, then x is minus b plus minus under root b upon 2a. This is nothing but omega and omega square. And we know these two results, that 1 plus omega square is 0 and omega cube is equal to 1. Okay, these are results about cube roots of unity. You just keep these things in your mind. Now we have to find value of alpha 2017 plus beta raised to the power 2017. So its value is omega raised to the power 2017 plus omega square to the power 2017. So if you solve this, you will be left with omega plus omega square, which is minus 1. So minus 1 is your correct answer, C. Okay. Let's see next question. The number of different solutions. This is very simple question. X plus y plus z is equal to 10. You have to find number of positive integral solutions. So how to find positive integral solution? So positive integral solution is n minus 1 c r minus 1. Okay. So here number n is 10 minus 1 c 3 minus 1. That means 9 c2. That means 9 by 2 into 8 by 1. That means 36. So option A is your correct answer, positive integral solutions to this question. Next is we have to find the equation of this equation represents. So we can write it as x square is equal to y square plus 2y plus 1. That means x square is equal to y plus 1 whole square. Or we can say that x is equal to plus minus y plus 1, which is nothing but pair of straight line. So option D is correct answer. Okay. Next question. There are 100 students in a class, okay, and it is given that only one student passed in all the three subjects. So if I take 1 plus 2 plus 3, this will be 99 because one student is passed in all three. Okay, here this one represents students who failed in only one exam, students failed in two exams, students failed in three exams. And if I total all these, so this will give us 1 plus 2 times 2 plus 3 times 3 as sum of all these 50, 45 and 40. So this is nothing but 135. Okay. If I subtract these two, we will be left with 2 plus 2 times 3 as 36. And it is given to us that exactly 2 portion is 32 because actually 32 students failed in exactly 2. So just substitute here, you will get 2 times of 3 as 4. So 3 will be 2. That means only 2 students failed in all the 3 subjects. So correct answer, you have to find number of students failing in all the 3 subjects. Huh? So that will be 2 only. I guess there may be some options incorrect. 2 is your correct answer to this question. Okay. Let's move on to the next question. Okay. So in this case, the point R lies on this curve. This curve is a parabola like this, vertex somewhere above. Okay, you just keep one thing in your mind that angle between tangent and normal is 90 degree. So if I draw tangent at some point R and normal at this angle is 90 degree. Okay, and this point is R, and it is given that this is P and this is Q. Okay, a circle is made to pass through these 3 points. Okay, so you just keep one thing in your mind that if this angle is 90 degrees, then this PQ must be the diameter. Okay, now you just find out equation of this tangent and this normal. So before finding this equation of tangent and normal, you have to find slope of this tangent and normal. Okay, so dy by dx, what will be the value of dy by dx? That would be 2x minus 6, and at point 410, slope of tangent would be, you just substitute, 2 will be the slope of tangent. Okay, if I substitute 4 and 10 here, and similarly slope of normal slope will be minus 1 by 2. The equation of tangent will be y is equal to 2x plus 2. And you just find out this equation by this y minus y1 slope into x minus x1. Similarly, slope equation of normal will be uh, 2y plus x is equal to 24. You just solve this equations to get these equations. Okay, and this is equation of tangent. If I need to find this point, you just substitute x is equal to 0, so this point will be 0, 2. Substitute x equal to 0 here, you will get q, and this point will be 0, 12. So PQ, can you tell me what will be the length of PQ? Difference of these y coordinates, that means 10. So this will be diameter of this circle. So radius would be half of this, that means 5. So option C is your correct answer. Okay, let's move on to next question. An equilateral triangle having each side as A and has its corner cut away so as to form a regular hexagon. So if an equilateral triangle, this is an equilateral triangle, and corners are cut to form a regular hexagon. And this complete length is A. So if I cut equilateral triangle from each corner, so its side would be A by 3, A by 3, and A by 3. Okay, that means this is A by 3, this is A by 3, A by 3, A by 3. Okay, that means the side of this regular hexagon will be A by 3, and we know that area of regular hexagon is root 3 by 4 into A by 3 square. So this would be your final answer. You just solve it and you will get root 3 by 6 of A square. And this is an option. This is A option. So this is your correct answer. Okay. Let's move on to next question. Okay, this is very good question again. Fx is equal to A0 plus A1 mod x. Now, if x is positive number, then fx will be, we have to just remove these modular functions. So a naught plus a1x plus a2x square plus a3x cube. This is x square. Okay, you just keep one thing in your mind, that whenever we get a polynomial function, then that polynomial function is always differentiable. So fx is differentiable for all positive values. Similarly, if x is negative, then fx would be a naught minus a1x plus a2x square minus a3x cube. This will again be a polynomial function, so this will be differentiable again. Okay. Now we have to look for x is equal to 0. Whenever we get x is equal to 0, then see, right hand derivative and left hand derivative, it all depends upon, right hand derivative means something greater than 0. So that would be towards positive direction. So f dash x, that means its right hand derivative would be a1 plus 2 a2x plus 3 a3x square. Okay, and for left hand derivative it would be towards negative side, so f dash x would be minus a1 plus 2 a2x minus 3 a3x square, and you just substitute x is equal to 0 here, so right hand derivative would be a1 and left hand derivative would be minus a1, and it would be differentiable if a1 is equal to minus a1, that means a1 is equal to 0. So a1 would be 0 and a1, a2, a3, a naught, a2, a3 could be any value. So the C should be your correct answer. Okay. A naught would be, a1 would be 0 and rest all can take any other value. Next question is this. Let the set as 1 to 100. So number of subsets would be 2 to the power 100 and one empty set is also there. So non-empty subsets would be this. Okay. Now if we need to find uh, number of non-empty subsets T such that product of number. Okay. Product will be even if it contain only a single or more than one even element. Okay, that means at least one even element should be there. So what we can do, you just make a set of all odd numbers 1 3 5 so on up to 99, and how many elements will be there? 50 elements will be there. So we can say that number of sets will be 2 to the power 50 and non-empty sets will be 2 to the power 50 minus. These were those sets which contain all odd numbers. So they will not form product as even. So that means we just subtract these sets out of total. So your answer would be 2 to the power 100 minus 2 to the power 50. This is your correct answer. Or you can take 2 to the power 50 common out of it. So A option is your correct answer. Okay. Let's move on to the next question. Now in this question, it is given that this is a star. Okay. And you have to find sum of all interior angles of this. That means you have to find this, say A, B, C, D, E. Okay, you have to find sum of all these angles. So we have different method to solve this. Okay, you can use very simple method. Say this point is M. We can say that by applying exterior angle property, M is equal to B plus D. Okay. Similarly, if say this point is N, then this is equal to sum of these two, exterior angle property, A plus C. Now we can say that angle M plus angle N plus angle E, this is equal to 180, or angle M is B plus D and angle N is A plus C, and this is E. So sum of all these angles is 180 degrees. So correct answer to this question is B. Okay. So this is our discussion to PGDBA 2017. Two or three questions are also there, but we have solved those questions separately. So you can just go through those questions also. And I hope you enjoyed this video. So if you want to enroll our course, you can just enroll our course. Description is given. Enrollment link is given in description below. And if you have any queries, so this is my WhatsApp number. You can contact me on this for any further queries. 98965 81114. Okay, so that's it for today. Thank you so much.